Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why can't you think that far ahead? What's holding you back? It's time to start stripping away layers of your excuses and get to work. First, let's take away the fear. Fear of failure. Failing is the most important ingredient to success. You must fail to find success. When you fail, you learn. When you learn, you grow. It's baby steps towards success. Listen, 6 years ago, I was a construction worker. I had this dream that I could work using my brain instead of my hands. 4 years ago, I was given the chance to get into sales. I didn't have any experience. I was deathly afraid of cold calling. I wasn't great at math. I didn't know how to close a deal. I didn't have experience. I didn't this and I didn't that, but I stood up. Instead of saying I couldn't, I told myself I could. Instead of looking at what I didn't have, I looked at what I did have. Instead of saying I sucked at cold calling, I started dialing and failing miserably and learned from every call until I figured out how to sell on the phone. When I couldn't close, I studied and listened and learned from every experience and from every failure until I closed my first deal. Time was my remedy for success, and it was served to me with a side of failure. Next, let's strip away procrastination. When you procrastinate, you only punish yourself. I heard this great example on what procrastination does to our timeline of life. Say you're 30 years old and you have a life expectancy of 85. That means you have 55 more years to accomplish whatever goals you are trying to accomplish. Reality is, you most likely only have 35 more years, or until you're 65 to accomplish your goals and dreams. If you look at how fast the first 30 years of your life went by, how fast do you think the next will vanish? There is no time to wait. The age-old saying, time is money, well, whatever hopes and dreams you had gets shaved down literally dollar by dollar and day by day. And lastly, you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Dr. Abraham Tversky recorded a video about how lobsters grow years ago that was spot on about how uncomfortable leads to growth. Lobsters grow over their whole lifetime, and when they grow their shell, once it hardens, the lobsters can't grow anymore in that shell, so it gets uncomfortable and it decides it needs to leave the safety of that shell to create a new one. It spends weeks under a rock with no protection growing its new shell. Lobsters spend most of their lives preparing to grow out of their current shell into a new one. This should be how we view uncomfortable situations. They are a chance to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Don't let fear be a roadblock. Stop procrastinating because it only punishes you. And be uncomfortable and cut a hole in your safety net because it is time to tackle your